Well, good morning, and thanks for joining us. This is Three Moms and a Dad. It is a wonderful show we've started to do where we have three moms and a dad talk about what's going on with us parenting-wise. Today's topic is going to be lying. How do you handle your child lying? Do you have repercussions? Are you doing timeouts? Are you going with the flow? And today we have a couple people filling in. Normally Brittany would be here and Rob. We still have Monica. But Joe's here. He's in our creative department.
Hi
we
there.
have Cheyenne. She's like a mystery woman. She does it all. So everybody's going to kind of introduce themselves. We're going to put up pictures of their families so you can kind of get to know us. And then we're going to dive into some of today's topics. So Joe, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, again, my name's Joe. I've got a beautiful wife and two lovely boys. They are 3 and 1. Ellis is my oldest. He's the 3-year-old who, if at all we'll be talking today, it will be about him. And Ezra is my youngest one. He's a sweet little pumpkin pie. He just turned 1 just a few weeks ago.
You're
So
a busy dad.
we're busy. Yeah.
Did ever.
And there they are.
Okay,
See?
tell us who's on the left. and
Ezra's
right.
on the left. He's the 1-year-old. He,
Stop
on
it.
Father's Day, took his first steps. It was the biggest Father's Day present I could have had. And
So
there's my
cute.
Ellis boy with his Uncle Sammy's dog hanging out.
Those are some cute kids,
There's
man.
my little boys.
Your wife is a stunner.
Yeah, she is. She is. They definitely took after her.
No,
Okay,
that was you when you guys were little. I'm sorry.
Once
Really?
upon a time. I was-
Ellis.
Okay. Tracy Humphrey, you guys probably know me. I am a meteorologist here. I also do a lot of weather stories. I try to dive in wherever I can. I'm a single mom. I have my daughter Julian. She's 6 years old. We are going into the first grade. And I love the topic of lying because we're kind of on the cusp of that. I think she's kind of testing out some boundaries. I'm testing out my parenting skills as a mom. So I really want to get some feedback on what you guys think on how I'm handling a couple of things.
Awesome.
I've got some.
You got some
advice for
feedback?
you.
Oh, you guys.
Okay. There's Miss Juju.
There
There
she
she
is.
is.
Yeah.
Look at that girl.
She's
I see
Massive
Mario
caper.
and
She's a
Batwoman.
crack up, man.
Oh,
She's
my
keeping me on my
gosh.
toes. So, Cheyenne,
Love
you
it.
have girls too, but your girl's a lot older.
all 3. I've been doing this for 19 years, so that's why I have a lot to say.
Veteran.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 teenagers, 15 and 18, and then the little one is 8, which I would recommend because then by the time the little one goes to school, you have built-in babysitters.
There you go.
that's smart.
And then in summer-
Oh, kind of tell us
Little
who's
sweethearts.
yours.
Beautiful
That's
family.
Kaya to my left,
Uh-huh.
and that's Riley to the right, and that's my little Kelsey down there.
Oh, my
She
gosh.
is like 8.5.
Oh
She's
my
hilarious.
They're
God.
gorgeous.
They don't look alike. They don't look like me. I don't even know where they came
No,
from.
I think they
The
do a
one in
little
the
bit.
the one at the bottom. I definitely think.
And then
more.
you'll see your dad. You'll be like, oh my God, they're twins.
Oh, okay.
Literal twins. Like everything. The shape of their eyes. They sneeze 3 times in a row. It's,
That's crazy.
Really?
Genetics
DNA.
I'm just an
are
incubator.
Yeah.
I'm just an incubator.
Well, you're a good one.
Thank you.
You've done well.
All right, and I am Monica Woods, and I have 3 kids as well. A little bit different dynamics than Cheyenne. I am a meteorologist here at ABC 10, and let's see, my oldest is 16, still no driver's license.
So
Says
mama
a little bit about
chauffeur.
her.
Oh,
Kelly
yeah.
is 12,
Oh.
and there's Joseph, the baby, who gets all the love,
Oh.
all the love.
He's
of
adorable.
He looks a
12.
lot like Walt, Monica.
I'm sorry. All 3 of them look like Walt.
Yeah, you're
Well, it's funny.
incubator too.
Everybody, usually people say all 3 of them look
No,
like
I
me.
see you up
No,
there
I
in the
see
oldest
Monica
one
definitely
for
in the
sure.
girls.
Yeah.
If you saw my baby
I don't
picture
know.
and Walt and Joseph's next to it, you'd go, "Oh my gosh,
Oh,
whoa,
really?
okay."
I
They
can
look
see
like
it.
you. So yeah, lying. We've been through all the stages.
Really? Okay, good.
And there's still more to come. I know.
Woo!
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to start off and
Oh,
tell
and
you.
I should mention,
Oh, I'm
I'm gonna
sorry,
be
sorry.
making. I'm gonna. You're like, what is this food over here, right? So I'm gonna be making something that we made as a child back in Indiana when I was growing up. This is a sugar cookie, and I'm going to be making an American flag.
Yes.
So we all
She's a
get to.
grand old flag. Yes. Who knew you'd get singing in this show?
I know, right? So we're gonna be Monica's gonna be making
make
that
it.
as we're kind of all having the conversation. Then toward the end, we're gonna all dive in
Yes.
and eat.
Sounds lovely.
Stuff our faces.
My diet's out the
Yeah.
window. I'm going patriotic today.
Yeah, right. Do it for the.
And
Do
this
it
is
for
for
the
gold
troops.
glory. We gotta do
Do
it.
it for the troops.
Oh my God. Okay, so this is what sparked it for me. So my daughter, Julian, 6 years old, we're at the place we work out, and they have a kids club. So she goes in kids club, and I come up, I meet her, and I'm going to pick her up, and she's telling me this little girl hit her, which caused her to hit some of the equipment.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, really?
Wow.
Who hit you? Like, what happened? And then one of the workers comes over, employee says, no, actually, that's not what she told me. She told me that she just kind of fell and none of that happened. So here I am with a 6-year-old version and with an employee's version. And so I said, Jules, are you sure that's what happened? She's like, yeah, Mommy, I don't know why she pushed me, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and so of course I'm like, oh my God, I'm bristling because I'm like, well, why do they have people here pushing you? What's going on?
Right.
Well, they have video camera.
There you go.
Oh.
So they pull up the video
Thanks for the
camera
tip.
and the woman says to me, do you want us to look? I said, yes, because I need to know
Are you
for
sure you wanna
parenting
see it?
purposes.
My
I need to
gosh.
know.
For
So
sure.
the woman looks at it, she's like, actually, no, she just fell on her own. So I am embarrassed because here I am, like, trying to, stand up for her. And so
Dang.
we're at home and I said, Jules, there was a video camera. And she says, yeah. What did it show? I'm like, no, what happened? And
Yeah.
she says, well, no, I said, well, actually, Jules, she didn't hit you. And she's like, oh, is that what happened? Yeah, that's what
Oh,
happened. What are you
girl.
talking about? Is that what happened?
She didn't want to disappoint you. That's exactly what it was.
Is that what it was?
someone else's fault, not hers. That's exactly
Okay,
what
you're
that
being
was.
way too
Yeah,
nice. So
that
here's
sounds like she's stirring
No.
up the
What-
hornet's
what
nest
would
to
be
me.
the disappointment?
right.
I mean,
She
Yeah.
was clumsy,
An
or that
accident's
she
an accident.
caused something to happen. I'm sure the
I
teachers
feel
were
like
like,
it's more shameful to be, I took a hit from a girl.
I
Yeah.
don't know, but I had her write
Was
down.
she hurt?
She was not hurt.
So see, I would have been even come up.
It was a frivolous
That's what
need.
That's
yeah.
what I'm wondering. Like, would the conversation have even come up?
If
to
she
be
hadn't told
embarrassed?
me when I walked in, I probably would have known. So I had her write down 50 times, I will not lie to my parents. She lost privileges as far as going to the club. And when she did go back, she had apologized to everyone she lied to.
good for
And
you.
so I
that's
left
good.
it there,
That's
but I
perfect.
thought to myself, and I said to her, I said, we tell the truth and we suffer consequences. When you lie, there's a domino effect. And
Right.
you lied on another little girl, which could have impacted how she, because if you do hit another child, you can't come back to the club
Oh,
for
yeah.
like a day
No,
or
that's
two.
a serious
Oh.
accusation to
So-
be thrown down on someone.
So will a 6-year-old get
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
though?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I think I
Oh,
thought
I think
maybe I was
think they would.
really.
Oh,
Okay, good.
Yes.
Because I thought maybe I gave her too much.
I do think they would.
Okay, good. All right, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
So,
I think you handled it. You addressed it, because for sure.
Okay, good. All right. So here's one of our takeaways that we have: why kids lie. So this is one of our full screens to test out a new behavior, to enhance self-esteem and gain approval, to get the focus off themselves, or speaking before thinking. And I'm thinking, for me, maybe she was speaking before she was thinking. These are less obvious reasons why kids would lie.
Well, Cheyenne was saying self-esteem.
You think so?
You know, she was kind of trying to protect her dignity of, hey, I'm not clumsy.
She didn't want to disappoint you.
I mean, I could
like,
see that,
I knocked
yeah.
it over. No,
And
it
the
was a
perspective
girl
of
pushed
that.
me and then it fell. It wasn't me. Like, she just didn't want to disappoint
wow,
you.
I didn't.
Oh, did the piece of equipment fall?
She said someone pushed her and then she hit a piece of equipment.
Okay.
And then she ended
I just
up.
think this is weird, because would it have even come up? Would anybody have said anything to you if she
I
hadn't?
agree. I agree.
But were they playing a game? Was there even an interaction with another kid before she fell?
I think the other
And
kid
that's-
was
that's what-
bullying her a little.
So
Apparently
maybe
there was some
there was some
verbal that went
words.
back, and maybe that was her way of getting back.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
some
interesting to
recompense.
look at those motivations.
Yeah,
And
you
really
gotta know
think,
the
like,
whole story.
what's really going on?
So did you have any comments?
Well,
Joe?
there were a couple comments on that one.
Okay.
First off, we've got Erin SP, and she said, I always told my children that trust is the most important and best gift they can give, and in this family, it's important we trust each other. I also told them that I would always forgive them if they made a bad choice, as long as they told me the truth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Comment 2. This is by Lisa. Lying is a huge no. If you make a mistake, own it, because it's how you learn sometimes, and that's okay. Taking cell phone is my go-to. Consequence. When they were younger, it was a favorite toy.
Yeah, iPad will do it. Wow.
Yeah.
So what did you guys? You guys have any incidents where you got a 3-year-old? So
I got
how's your 3-year-old.
You know, he's just learning really the concept of lies and truth and the separation of fantasy play and, you know, because he's a very active imagination, very active. He's got an old toy cell phone. It was my grandma's old flip phone. And I mean, just yesterday, we were heading home from the gym also. He was in the little kid's place, and my wife had called and said she was getting dinner ready. And I told him, you know, we have to ask Mom, but maybe when we get home, we can watch a movie.
Okay.
It's getting a little late, though, a little close to bedtime, so I wasn't sure, and we had to make sure with Mom. I hear him in the back seat flip up his fake phone. Mom? Hi, Mom. We're coming home now. can we watch a dinosaur movie? Okay, great. Thanks, Mom. Hangs up. Mom says we can watch a dinosaur movie. I'm like, oh, really? I just giggled because obviously he's playing. I'm like, well, we're still going to have to ask Mom when we get home. But I just asked Mom. He was so serious about it. Like, okay, we're still going to ask Mom when we get home. He's learning.
Yes.
But we have had to talk because there have been more serious things that have come up where we've had to ask him, like, did this really happen?
Well,
like,
especially if other people are involved.
Yeah, at our church, he goes into childcare and whatnot, and he's had altercations. He was a biter. When he
an
was
altercation. Oh, dear.
He was a biter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and luckily that stopped. But when it happened, we had to.
Well, then the onus is on the parent, right? So everybody's looking at you.
Yeah, we're like, oh
that's
my
a
God,
lot of
it's
pressure.
not good. Yeah, and we're like, did this really happen? And eventually, he fessed up to what was happening, and we finally saw it. Like, I finally stood in for a couple days, with him in there to see how things were happening. And I saw there was a particular girl that he had bit, and I saw how she clearly wanted his attention. She actually liked him, but they're kids, and so she would kind of get in his way and kind of take a toy and giggle, and that just made him mad.
And that was his way
he
of
didn't
getting
know how to
control.
really gain control, so he bit her. And so after I saw that happen, we were able to really confront it and how you deal with
Right
things.
in the moment,
But
right?
yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, we're not to any high level of lying yet.
Yeah, but that's interesting, though.
We're navigating those.
Yeah,
waters.
Marty on our Facebook Live says, truth hurts a lot less than a lie. My children know if they lie about something, they are hiding more than just a lie.
Ooh.
Isn't that the truth?
That's deep.
Isn't
That
that
is
the
deep.
truth
Yeah.
about lying?
Yeah.
That's, and I will say that's one thing that we found out. I have one kid that doesn't know how to lie, one kid that even thinks if they did something bad, breaks down and is like in a ball, like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. Okay, it's not that deep, man. Like, get up. But you gotta function. You gotta focus here. And then one who wouldn't even get in trouble for something, but will lie about something. I'm like, oh no, now you're actually in trouble for something you wouldn't have gotten in trouble for.
Yeah.
Right.
But I will tell you, it got to the point that we actually had to go see somebody about it because it was hiding something else. And what it was I feel left out. You aren't listening to me. I'm trying to come
get your
to you.
attention.
I'm trying to. And I know one of the things that we're going to be showing, like how to handle lying, is just if it's to get attention, to ignore it. But for us, that just was not a good solution. We had tried, and it started to get pretty bad, where we were getting called into the principal's office and things like that, just for some
How about
aggressive
being on
behavior.
television and then being called into the principal's office for your kid? I feel like there's extra pressure.
I will say I did not care. I was
did?
like,
Oh, okay.
we will handle this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for bringing this to our attention. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. No.
Okay, I feel pressured.
No. I did not care. Absolutely not.
Okay.
So-
Cheyenne, what about you? You got 3 girls, varying
Yeah, you got
ranges.
the
I
history
know.
going down.
When I heard the topic, I was like, I might not have a lot to contribute, only because I feel like sometimes it's a downfall, a super laid back mom, and nothing really makes me mad except for if someone's hurting one of my kids, even if it's another one of my kids. So they've always been pretty open with me, and I think
So no major glaring lies? Like nothing, just
only the one I told you right before we went on with the water in the cat bed. And I asked her, like, why is there water? Because it wasn't any other fluid. So I was like, oh, thank you. And she goes, well, I saw that there was some water next to it. And I was just like, well, then you saw the water, and that's probably how it got there. But I just, I tried to ask her, is this the truth? And she was like, and she just, skipped away, and that was the end of it. And I washed the bed. But that's pretty much it. I mean, my girls are just.
now.
So-
She thinks this is because she's super laid back. I know I'm not laid back at all.
No.
I wonder if the approach. Sorry, we gave that away. I wonder if the parent's approach has a lot to do with whether or not a child will even initiate a lie.
Right?
Yeah,
Well, Cheyenne, you know what I was wondering, because I tend to let a lot of stuff slide too. Like if it is, I don't know. For me, I'm more like, hey, just talk to me about it. What happened? My husband's more like,
Yeah.
that's it. Phone, take it away. Grounded. 2 months. No. And I'm like, okay,
That sounds like me.
Bring down the hammer.
there's got to be a middle ground here. But
Yes.
do you sometimes feel like when there is something that happens, you kind of don't know how to handle it.
Well, the only thing is when everybody denies when I ask something, who left this out or who put this here? And everyone's like, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, what do we do? Like strap a lie detector to all three? It's never been serious enough for me to like just ground them all.
CCTV
So
cameras
I'm always
everywhere.
just like,
laid
whatever.
back, Cheyenne. I'm over here like, okay.
Let me tell
Tracy's
you,
like, I might have wanted to be in
right?
that.
my mom is me times 20. Like
Oh,
she's the most
really?
laid back hippie in the known universe. The fact that my children are like alive and breathing is amazing compared to how I was brought up. So I'm a lot more stern, and I do like raise my voice and try to get them to pay attention and listen to me and stuff, because my mom was just like never home, didn't care, you know.
Oh wow, okay.
Okay, maybe I need
All
to be
the
more.
friends were over.
I think there's a middle ground, you
Right.
know,
Yeah.
and you find a way to make it work, but you know, each home is going to handle it differently,
Right.
And each kid is different.
That's why I think,
Right.
yeah, there's a different temperament for every kid.
Yeah,
you know?
and you do take on. I feel like you take on a lot of the personality of your parents, right? Because you're always kind of teaching what you were taught, so to speak.
Right.
And so my parents had a really fine line for lying. Like lying was paramount to as if you stole something. Like it was a huge deal, and maybe that's why I'm.
Well,
I
okay,
don't think
but
my mom ever
laid
brought it
back.
up once.
Really?
I don't think I really ever had to lie to her either. I was like, I'm going to a party, I'm going out, I'm
Oh,
doing this,
right,
I'm doing that. And she's
right.
like, okay, bye.
Okay.
As long as I came home, she's like, fine.
So we have a little bit more information on lying. So here we go. How about this one? How to help your kids avoid lying.
oh, okay.
Right. So you can use truth checks. Give a child a chance to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Or the preamble method, which is set kids up to tell the truth by reminding them that you don't expect perfection. So is that
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
just tell mommy what happened. It's okay after they've told it's okay if you lied to me? Like, tell me what happened.
I think it's more
I don't
like
think it's
more
that,
like
yeah.
what Marty was saying. Like, if you tell me the truth, it's going to be a lot less severe
painful,
than
yeah.
if you
you own
continue
it,
to lie,
right.
because I'm eventually going to find out what happened.
But what happens? What do you do after the lie is told?
Well,
Is
I
that
agree,
when you say-
depending on the severity of the lie too.
That's
Obviously, if you're
exactly
like
what I was
defaming
just
someone
gonna say.
or something that's really
If
damaging
someone
to
could get
someone,
hurt or
versus
Right,
a little lie such as, oh, I didn't leave the pickle jar out.
exactly.
Yeah.
But depending on the severity,
Yeah.
I would react differently. But I do think
I'm just nervous about the parties, you know, in high school and stuff. Like,
Oh.
I
Right.
wasn't I didn't go to the party, or I wasn't drinking, or
Well, that's everything
I mean,
now.
okay, so
Yeah.
this is a good story, and hopefully we have enough time for this. This is super funny.
Okay,
So
what is it?
one of my kids was going to a dance, all right, and she is very flighty. I mean, real like.
so honest. I love
Woohoo! Hello, bring it down. Here we're here on Earth, and so she goes to over to her friend's house to do her makeup, and it's gonna take 5 hours to do the makeup and
course.
the eyelashes
Yes,
and everything
the
else. I'm like,
eyelash.
all right.
Mhm.
She's got this bag of her makeup and everything else, and so a couple days later, one of the dads was like, "Hey, so and so left their bag over here. Can I drop it off?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's fine." And so I told my daughter, I said, "Hey, you left your bag over at friend's house." "Oh yeah, whatever, just have them drop it off. Is that okay?" "Yeah." And so the bag comes in, sitting in a room for 2 or 3 days. I'm like, "God, could you please clean this stuff up? What the heck? Really? That's been sitting there." I go in, there's beer
In the bag.
in the
And she
bag.
didn't even-
That's what I said. Stay tuned.
She
Get
didn't
the
even like come get it. Like I would have been like sneaking
supposedly
in trying to get the.
So I said to my husband, I'm like, you better handle this one.
I mean, didn't the dad who was returning it sort of feel the heaviness?
He works for the Department of Justice. Okay, that's what I'm saying. She's so woohoo. Like, the one person you wouldn't want bringing that bag in is somebody
Yeah.
that has been a cop. He serves warrants. He's DOJ. And so my husband asked her, and she goes, "I don't know what's in the bag. What's in the bag?" He goes, "Beer." She goes, "No, it's not. Shut
She
up."
wrapped it up good because it
She
would have
goes, "I
clinked
thought
together
they-"
or made
she
a
goes,
noise.
"I was running out of the house. I thought they were Diet Pepsis." I said, "Oh my
Wow.
God."
So she really thought they were Diet Pepsi.
I mean,
Or was that just a
we
really
gave
good
her
lie?
the benefit of the doubt. I
might
mean,
have
what do
worked
you
up a
do?
really
What do you
good,
do?
Right, that might be a really good one.
spent
Monica.
years on her alter ego.
I mean, what would you have
acts
done?
like it.
How
Would you
old is this
believe
one
her?
that we're talking about?
She was 14 at the time.
Does she normally tell untruths?
No.
Okay, I probably would have.
Then I would err in
Okay.
her
Yeah.
favor.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do. I said, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know.
wow.
It's almost
I said
too
she should be
stupid.
punished for being stupid.
Yeah, that's almost
Get
too
out.
much.
So Joe, you have a few comments.
There was a comment for this last one.
Okay.
Comment number 3 here by Kimberly M. Says, for my older kids, they know lying means things, taking phones away, no visiting friends privileges. For the littles, it's all about letting them know how lying hurts other people.
Oh,
And I
that's
agree,
so
that's
true.
very important.
Being empathetic to others. You know, mine was growing up shame.
Shame.
Yeah,
How
like
so?
my mom would say, I'm
That's
going to tell
shame.
your granddad what you said.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that works.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a fine line to walk because it does work. You know, yeah, my grandma was like, you know, I love my grandma.
Yeah, I know.
And
And
I
then
would
being
never want
disappointed.
grandma to know that I was anything other than the perfect person she thought I was.
Yeah.
You know? So I can see that being
Does
very
she know
effective.
now?
She's learned through the years, but yeah, at the same time, I wouldn't want to lay on shame as like a primary motive. for
You
them
just
to
you
be
would
there.
you would sprinkle it out.
Yeah, I mean, again, depending on the severity and where I knew like this is going to affect them in the right way. If nothing else is working, I would do
Got
it.
ya.
But I think too much shame, you know,
Could be a bad
It
thing.
could
Yeah.
have other repercussions.
Okay, so if any of you guys are watching Facebook Live, if you have any comments, if you feel a certain way about any of our
Smells
crazy
so good.
stories, you can always chime in, let us know, and if we see them, have the opportunity to, we will basically read your comment out and let everyone else kind of chime in on what you're thinking. But shame, am I the only one that? I guess so.
Yes.
I think
don't
that's the
even remember.
Alabama.
No, I do remember some shame when I was a kid. You
Okay,
know,
so I have a question. Biggest lie you told growing up
Oh.
and got away with
This
it?
is tough because, I mean, I was no angel, but I was that kid. Like, I knew because it only took a few times of discipline that this doesn't work out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
If my parents, if you ask them, they'd be like, yeah, she was kind of just like Joe, kind of a good kid, didn't do too much. I did get in trouble one time, but it was one of those stupid things that was just like, yeah, I did that. I didn't realize that was not a good thing to do. I would say I lied one time when I remember it was in second grade. Somebody had thrown
looks so
me
good.
an apple, and I was like, I don't want this apple, and I put it in this girl's desk who was a little, she was not like a popular kid or anything, and not that I was, but I was like, and everybody started making fun of it, like, oh, it's the rotten apple, and I'm like, it's not rotten. And they're like, yeah, but let's just say it's a rotten apple. And then I felt horrible, and I never raised my hand to say who put that apple in her desk,
that's
and I'm
a lot
like,
of pressure.
oh my god, I'm not raising.
Yeah.
I didn't really mean to do it like it was a rotten apple. I don't want to be a
Did
part
they
of
ever
this.
figure out it was you?
No. Hopefully, Mrs. Crow isn't watching.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have a good story about lying. This is I can tell it is my sister. So in college, my sister's supposed to be freshman year, and apparently she had withdrawn but did not tell my parents. So they were still sending money, still thinking she's enrolled.
Uh-oh.
And so it's must have been the end of the second semester.
Oh,
It's
my-
summertime,
that's a
and
big
you
one.
know how back then the report cards came in the mail. So she was trying to get to the mailbox before my mom got there. So she apparently gets it, goes down in our playroom, and she puts together a whole fake report card, and is going to give it to my mom and pass it off.
Uh-oh.
And so the question for me was, do I tell on her? You know, do I, ride or die, or do I go like? So I told my
okay.
mom, I was like, hey mom, how's Jennifer doing in school? Oh baby, she's doing good. I saw her report card. I said, really? Did you see it come in the mail? What you getting at? I said, well, I'm just saying, did you see it come in the mail? Tracy, if you something you want to say, you need to say it. I said, Mama, she ain't in school. She hasn't even been in school in like months. She just been taking y'all money. Like, it's just been huge.
There's the
That's a good one. That's a good one.
And she got like really in trouble.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a big
That's a
one.
big one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really big one. I was like, how dare you?
So that's a different.
But to this day, she gets
That's
upset with
new
me
level.
because she felt like I told on her. She's like, you
Right.
told
Oh
on
yeah.
me.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, that sibling, you know, she was trusting you.
Well,
Uh-huh.
what I was gonna. Okay, are you? I know you have a twin brother.
Yeah.
Are you guys the oldest, or
Actually, we're the babies.
you're the babies?
Yep.
Okay, and Tracy's the oldest. What
Yeah,
are
I'm the
you,
oldest.
Cheyenne? Oldest, youngest,
Oldest.
oldest, and I'm oldest. I felt like my accountability was much different than my
Really?
sister. If I had pulled what your sister did, are you kidding me? I wouldn't be standing here today.
I feel the flip flop with my dynamics. Maybe it's a perspective
Okay.
thing.
Really?
But
Oh, yeah,
my
true.
sister Jamie was the only daughter of my mom, and
She got away with
She
everything?
got away with murder, and she would tattle on us, me and my brother.
Uh-huh.
And then we'd be getting disciplined, and she'd be behind us laughing and trying to make us laugh, so we get in more trouble because we're laughing when we're getting disciplined.
I don't know. You guys are pretty funny though.
We
could get
we
each
got
other
into
going.
trouble, but we also learned, I guess, probably one of the reasons we didn't really get into lying. Again, few disciplines we knew not to. Omission. If me and my brother got into a fight or did anything, we got mad at each other, but then we separated each other. No one went to mom and dad because we knew we'd all get in
that
trouble.
was smart.
Oh, you had a little pact.
Yeah, we were like, we'll
That's
deal with
good.
it ourselves, we'll cool off, and we'll get back
But
together.
I would think as
good.
having an identical twin, there are wonderful opportunities for you to lie and get away with it. You didn't feel that pressure growing up?
We
like
never,
you didn't like
never
play
did.
like you were your other brother with a friend or someone and
No, to be honest, the people who were closest to us, like,
they could tell
they
you
can
apart?
tell the difference.
Ah, I got
like
you.
they knew we were brothers, but some wouldn't even think we were twins.
Yeah, don't ask me. My mom, again, biggest hippie ever. I was never in trouble
It's
for
so
anything.
late. I'm going to take a Cheyenne approach. Just
Never.
chill out. Okay. Okay, so more
She's like, have all your friends over. Let's have some beers. I'm like, okay.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Yes.
your mom just wanted someone to hang
Yes.
out with. She was like, hey, bring all the
There's
kids.
more,
let's party.
but I shouldn't say it on.
Oh my god.
Cheyenne's like, there may be some legal matters, so I'm going to keep it.
I know, right?
I'm going to keep it at that.
Exactly.
So more information on lying. Here you go. What parents can do about lying. So there are apparently different types of lying. So an attention-seeking lie, it's best to ignore it. A serious lie, parents can think about having a consequence. And what parents, again, the bottom line, what they should and should not do about lying. So my question would be, and they say also, don't corner your child or call your child a liar.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, that's mean.
Yeah. And you at some
mean,
point
call
you
your kid a liar?
No, it's mean to call your
To do that.
like
mean.
at
names.
some
You said
point
that's
they
me.
take
I
on
was
the
like, wait,
identity.
what?
No, like why would you do that?
I remember
Because if you're a
feeling
liar,
that,
you're a liar, and I'm calling you
Yeah,
a
that
liar.
means forever
well,
and ever.
What I would say is, this is what me and my wife are actually trying with our son, because
Really,
we do
tell me.
believe, they believe what they're told about who they are. And
right,
so
yeah.
my wife especially, she's better than me at it. She'll say, Ellis, you're a good boy and you're a truthful boy, but you just told a lie. So I need you to tell the truth because who you are is an honest boy.
Yeah.
So please tell me the truth.
But how
And
about
then you get hugs afterwards,
Yeah.
so that makes him feel good.
Yes.
And he's like, okay, I'm going to tell the truth from here on
You
out.
you still call them on their
Yeah,
crap,
yeah.
but you try to speak a more positive identity into them.
Okay, so-
Otherwise, at some point, they're going to be like, you're right, I'm the F up, I'm going to go do whatever
Right.
I want
I
in
don't, I
life.
don't know about that. I would do a different take on that, meaning what you feel in that moment that I call you a liar is exactly what I want you to feel, because that is the emotion that you should feel because you did something you're not supposed to do.
Right.
When you behave another way and mommy gives you praise for how you behave, I want you to feel that. I want you to know the difference between praise and me admonishing you. Is that too strong?
I think
For
it
me,
just-
in my house, it would be.
it would
would
be
be.
too strong for us too.
Really?
But mostly because it would be coming from me.
Ah.
The mom. Now, if some little kid called them a liar or something, then I would explain to them the reason why they called you that is because blah 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 blah, and it's a
Got ya.
teaching opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I was just going to read this comment because we haven't talked about this one. Monica mentioned talk about what God says about lying. Religion can play a big
I
part.
like that. And then it
in
takes
the
you
lying.
out.
Because I'll tell you, Catholic guilt. All about it right here.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
I could see that.
I always would be like, oh my gosh, I just don't know. This is not very Christian like of me, and yeah. But I think for kids that grow up in a religious household,
What would
sometimes that
God
can
think
be a
about
part
you
of
lying?
that too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because God would want you to tell, and God would want you to tell the truth. God doesn't want you lying on others, and as a Christian, you're supposed to treat other people the way you want to be treated.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
so that's something that mommy wants you to do, or daddy wants you to do that.
Yeah, that whole verse about do unto others
As you have
really
done,
it's
yeah.
that thing of empathy. You wouldn't want to hurt other people if you stop for a second and imagine as the victim of the lie or
Right.
the whatever takes place. It should affect you, I think, in a more personal way than just identifying as I am a liar. I think you're right. I did, to your point, you should feel that deep pain of,
Yeah.
oh, I actually wronged someone, this wasn't okay. But empathize, internalize it, not just put on the identity, I'm a liar, and I no longer care about anyone, because I think they start to turn off certain...
I think it depends on the
emotions.
kid though, because
You're
I've got a
right.
kid who we
Different
would say
operating
that
systems.
I'd be fine. I'm fine. Doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother me.
I have one of those.
Really? Really? That wouldn't bother me. No, why are you trying to tell me it would bother me? So,
Don't tell me who
it's
I
What
am.
age is this? What age is this?
It started probably about first grade.
First grade.
Oh, wow.
And it's still going on now. I mean, that really
So
hasn't
that's
changed.
That's their
the
personality.
operating personality.
That's the operating personality. So that is just for that particular
Again, teach their
individual.
own, right? Yeah.
Yeah, good times.
Wow. Do you have a few more comments, Joe,
Yeah,
before we
there
go?
are 2 comments on that one. We got Jenna C. Give them a dose of their own medicine.
Ooh.
Here we go. Last time my 5-year-old hid away her baby carrots and lied to me that she ate them all. I told her I'd take her
how
out
funny.
to
Spray part.
spray part.
Spray part.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what's that? I'm like, are we gonna spray her now? What kind of test this is this? No, all right. After she ate dinner, and then I told her that it was a lie. She was quite upset and outraged. I told her that's how I felt when she lied to me.
Ooh,
There
I
you go,
kinda
Jenna
like
C.
that.
I don't like
I
that
knew
either.
you
Should
would
we
like
talk
that.
about that one
Tracy
before we
would
go
like
to
that.
comment
No.
5, or should I finish comment 5?
Okay, let's talk about it just a little bit. I like it because what you felt in that moment, that is what you are supposed to feel and realize that's why you shouldn't be doing it.
Nope.
I wouldn't do it.
You're,
Yeah,
you're
that's
lying to
borderline
tell
for
them
me.
that lying is wrong. It's like hitting to say hitting is wrong.
I don't think anything is hitting to say. I don't think there's anything wrong with hitting to say hitting. I mean, like, I think there are times when it's okay if I hit my child in the hand.
Oh no,
Well, that's-
she's not saying if hitting.
Oh,
is
you
right
mean
As
like
a
you hit
discipline.
someone and then I'd knock
You're
you
saying,
out to be like, don't do
But
it again.
it's like
Yes,
the eye for
yes,
an
yes,
eye
yes, yes, yes.
mentality. Like, oh, you do this, and then I'm going to do it to you. And it
Yeah.
kind of teaches them that behavior that, oh, this is the
Tit
way
for
I
tat.
operate. Yeah. So if anyone does anything to me, I'm going to go right back at them, and
Maybe-
that's justice.
But maybe it depends on the personality of the child. If the
Again,
child's a little
yeah,
bit more
I think you
soft-spoken
do.
That's
and
true.
more
You
withdrawn,
have to
you
take that
probably
all
would
into
never go
consideration.
that route. If
I
your
have one
child's
of
a little bit
those.
more brazen and
Strong-willed.
strong-willed,
Yeah.
you might have to push the line a little bit more to get
True.
their attention.
Yes.
I
Okay.
can see that.
You one more comment?
One last comment. This is from Shirley M. Let's see, Shirley. I don't try to humiliate a person or a child because they lied.
Yeah.
It's better to sit down and talk to the child or the person and tell them why it is not right to lie.
That's me.
Humiliation is ridiculous. It just leads to more lying.
I think Sam, that's what you were saying too. Is that
Yeah.
that's what you're trying to with your son. Teach
Yeah,
him. I'm not going to call you names or call you
Yes.
something that you feel humiliated, and then you just continue that behavior.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. Oh, I just wanted to say one thing, and then we're gonna talk a little bit about your
gotta
food.
get down on that cake.
So here's
so
my
good.
here's my concern. We're in a time now where we have adults that lie. And
yeah.
I always ask myself, what did not happen in their household? Because they obviously know is wrong.
Right.
So is that lying to gain, lying for self-purpose, lying for, because once we get to, a certain age, we all know it's wrong.
Right.
So why are people still doing it? If you didn't have a parent sit down and tell you it's wrong, why are people still doing
You
it?
know,
Because
I've had some friends who are habitual liars too, and it's like a psychology thing. You know, like I stopped and asked them after a while because I'm like, we clearly know you've never been here and done these things. So why are you telling people you have?
we know you're not
And what
the
they
CEO
say.
of Apple.
At first,
Just odd you keep
they lie more, but I was really close friends with this person, and I didn't, again, humiliate him in front of people, calling him out. I'm like, bro, I know that's not what happened, so why are you saying that? And he eventually is like, bro, I don't know why. I don't know why. I can't.
He's done it since
I
he was
just feel
little,
like,
probably.
and it is more for him. He wanted to wow people. He had to be in the front of attention and stuff. So again, different operatings for different people. And I think we just have to discipline accordingly. You have to know your kid.
wow. Okay. Monica, can you tell us a little bit about this beautiful American flag that you have?
Yes, I was
here?
just taking
Fantastic.
pictures because I felt like Joe over here, Joseph was about eyeballing it and about
Oh, yeah.
ready to grab my knife to cut into it.
It
So
looks
let's see,
good.
where's the
Do your
Talking about
kids
being
like
shamed, I'm
expect
gonna get
Yeah,
shamed
is this a
for-
dessert? Is this just
There
for
we
go.
holidays?
So this is something. So I grew up in Indiana, and we would always do big family gatherings for Memorial
That's
Day,
pretty.
4th of July, and Labor Day. And I also was a lifeguard. And so sometimes my mom would treat the lifeguards, and she'd come over with these fruit pizzas, So it's just a
cute.
sugar cookie on the bottom, which I didn't make here because there's just not enough time. But all I
Right.
did was I rolled out a sugar cookie mix on a square sheet. You could also do a round one, which is really fun because then you can cut it like pizza slices.
Yep.
And I used cream cheese frosting, and then the blueberries, raspberries, and strawberries, and you just do it in a design. What I love about this is the kids can help. So
Yeah.
you show them a picture of an
Yeah.
American flag
They
and
can
you
do
kind of let them design it. I am so OCD. One time I tried to make a pizza like this, and I
happened?
tried to put 50 spaces
Oh
on
my
the,
goodness.
Yeah,
That is
right?
tedious.
Yeah.
and tried to like really
Measure
make
out
it
the
exactly
exact
right.
lines. It's gotta be this.
Probably my
size.
husband was like, "Can we just eat the thing?" Like,
You know,
this
it's
is
gonna
way
look
too much.
pretty for the first 2 seconds that we
Yeah.
look at it, and we're gonna just.
You
It was
make
like
this
even
every
before
Fourth?
Instagram.
Yeah, it's great
You
for
make
the
this
July.
every Fourth?
Sometimes
Flag
it just
Day.
depends on what we're doing.
Memorial.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Flag Day. We really do it on Flag Day.
All right.
Can we start eating it now?
But yes,
I
for
feel like
sure,
we need
for
to
sure.
sing "God Bless America" just looking at Old Glory. It's
Oh
like-
yeah. Okay, and of course, anybody that has kids knows they gotta ask, what side do you want? Do you want raspberries, blueberries, strawberries? You know, I want the
Yeah,
flour.
you
I
alternated
want
them.
the.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
You want an alternating piece here?
The
Okay.
more the merrier
You can
for
just
me.
put you
yeah,
can put
mix it
extra
all up.
fruit on. How about I do
That's
that?
great.
It's
That's a
all
good
good.
option.
So
and that's
while-
great. Keep some extra for that.
While Monica is cutting her nice slices, I'm just going to go through a couple of our comments that we have on Facebook. I have Ahmad who is watching. Thank you, Ahmad, for watching. I have Kathy says, great way to lose people. Nobody wants to watch a blank post. What happened, Kathy? Tell us. I don't
I
understand.
think that's because we started a little bit late. There was.
Oh, Kathy, show us some love. What is going on?
Please stick
Can we
around.
send Kathy
Just
one of
go
these
menacing.
one of these flag things? I think overall, I think most people. Phil says he's watching. Thank you, Phil. Frederick Gilbo is watching. Scott Randolph. Hey, Scott, how are you? I work with Scott in New York City.
Hey, Drew.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Drew
Hey,
is watching.
Drew.
Yeah, talk about what God says about lying. Yeah, we covered that
Yeah.
part. Giacomo watching. Yvonne, great, good info.
Aw.
Always good to talk to children. Yeah, so is there a takeaway that we all did? Anyone, I learned that maybe I should be a little bit more
extra on there.
of a hippie approach. That's what my takeaway from today. Did you learn anything, Joe, Cheyenne?
Yeah, I mean, I'm navigating. I'm learning everything I
Yeah.
can from everyone. Me and my wife, we've gone to like groups, parenting groups and whatnot, trying to learn from everyone. We're
That
reading
helps.
books.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, with my own upbringing, my parents, they were very strict at a point, but then they didn't have to anymore.
Okay.
And then they were pretty laid back. Come high school, my parents almost had nothing to do unless, a serious line was crossed and my mom might say something. But
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a balance to be found, I think.
Okay.
And the trick is navigating that.
Monica?
I
any
learned
last
don't mess
words
with
for you?
Tracy for
Oh,
the
yeah.
umpteenth
too.
time.
You're going to take it down.
Me
Well, you
too.
know, I think my
no,
parents
no.
were a little bit more. Mine could be more cultural. I do want to say that. I do think. I don't know if it's regional or cultural. I just know that more so for African American families. I do think there is a shorter. I hate to use the word leash, but when it comes to our behavior in the home, I know my mom was really hard on me because she did not want that behavior to carry on outside the home.
Right.
Because I think that the general consensus is I don't know if people outside the home are going to give you the love and grace that I will. So I just want to make sure we stop this now. So I know that's where it
Agreed.
started for me. I do want to, we're going to end on the St. Jude's Children's Hospital, Research Hospital. They're having a wonderful giveaway. We're giving away a dream home worth $535,000. You can still reserve your ticket. That's going to be tomorrow. It's a big day
Big.
for us here. You can see we have
The
a
calling
call
banks
center
there.
here that
Yeah.
you're looking at. We're going to have people filled to the gills in here tomorrow. If you do want to get a ticket, you can go to abc10.com/St. Jude. That giveaway is going to be tomorrow. We love St. Jude's. I mean, they take care of a lot of expenses. Families don't have to pay anything. Children with cancer is one of the saddest things, but we have this wonderful, company here and the St. Jude's Hospital, again, that takes care of all of that. So if you want to participate, you can do that. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to be doing this on a weekly basis. If you have something that we should cover or you think we should talk about, let us know, and we'd love to hear about it.
And cook.
Right. In the meantime, see you guys. Have a good day.
Bye.